So, let the fact that I don't even have my usual beer foreshadow how bad things got last week, and talk about it. Cheers. Welcome back, everybody, to me doing the weekly navel-gazing, where I waffle around and try to explain why I didn't do whatever I said I wanted to do. Which is usually how things go for me. And today's no different from that. In fact, it's kind of worse. Anyway, let's talk about all the books I read last week, and then talk about books that I plan to read, and then talk a bit about videos and where I am right now. Things like that. And let's start with the reading, because that's like the most successful thing of last week. And that's not good. So, I did reread Going Postal one final time. To make a video about it. We'll talk about that in videos. And then I just read Marx. Not only did I continue reading The Capital Volume 3, I'm almost done with it now, and it's a huge book, just saying. And I did also spend time reading in the Oxford Handbook on Parasocial Experiences, and I'm moderately deeply into that one as well. But that's all the reading I did last week. It was not a successful week in reading. So let's look at possible books for this week, because yeah, I need to do some more reading, I think. Almost forgot. I did actually finish The Culture Industry and Participatory Audiences. I did actually finish that one. It was good. Just saying. So there we are with my reading of last week. Reading for this week, I hope, will be better. There's a bunch of things I really want to read, and, well, I definitely want to finish Capital, and I'm going to, and I definitely want to finish the Oxford Handbook in fact, I might actually manage to finish that one today, possibly tomorrow. There's like 100 pages left, and, something like 100 pages are easy to do, I think, in 2 days. Beyond that, yeah, I guess I should probably start reading some fiction again. I didn't do that last week, which is, sad in a way. Except, obviously, for Going Postal, which is brilliant, and, you should go and read it. But, yeah, so I do want to read a book that I'm really excited for, because I found out that Ian MacDonald has a new novel out. In fact, it's out for a couple of months, but since no one on BookTube talks about Ian MacDonald, I only found out when I accidentally searched for him on Audible, and was like, oh wait, there is a new book. It's called Hopeland, and yeah, I'm going to read it as quickly as possible, and then I'm going to talk about it, because, it's Ian MacDonald. I like his writings. So there's that. Beyond that, I have no idea what I'll read this week. Definitely I'll finish the handbook on parasocial experiences. I have another book lying around, which is Imaginary Social Worlds from 1984. I just can't remember the name of the author. It's academic text, slightly related to the whole parasocial experiences kind of stuff, which is still part of the whole Sanderstorm project, which we'll see how that continues. And well, I guess the week after, or maybe this week, I'll start rereading Perdido Street Station, because there is a read-along going on over on Do Unicorns Reads channel, and Varsha from Reading with the Rainy Mountain is involved in that, and someone whose channel I still haven't looked at, and they asked me as well to join, and, it's been over probably 15 years since I last read Perdido Street Station, so I guess it's time for me to reread Perdido Street Station, and I'm actually excited about that. More about that whenever I figure things out, because, brain is not exactly working these days. It's partly my problem. So yeah, probably read Hopeland by Ian MacDonald this week, and finish Marx, finish that bit, and we'll see where things are going. Maybe I'll be inspired to read another book or two that, my brain comes up with. We will see. It's there's always hope, right? So these are the reading plans for this week. And let's talk about videos. I did make one. I did, in fact, make my Going Postal video, and it's probably been my worst performing Discworld video so far. And that's saying a lot, because Discworld videos do really bad, usually. Anyway, I think it's a good video, and I think Going Postal is a great novel, so I don't know, go read the book, and maybe watch the video if you feel like it, or leave a comment or whatever. I would very much appreciate that. So there's that. Will I do more videos this week? Well, possibly, probably. I have some ideas for videos. I just need to figure out how much actual research I need to do for those. There is, of course, the next Sunday school video. I know what it's going to be about. I just feel maybe I should reread Tigana for it because it's, well, I read Tigana in January, maybe February. It's been a while. So I should probably reread it to make my argument a bit clearer. I might even want to go and have another look at The Night Battles by Carlo Ginzburg, and possibly The Golden Bough by James Fraser, which I've read before, and yeah, lots of corn demons and stuff. It's a great read if you're into wrong anthropology. Which I am to an alarming degree. So there's that. So maybe these will show up if I feel like I can actually get this thing done this week. Maybe these will show up in my reading plans for this week. We will see. It's a bit of a I need to figure out what I can do kind of situation. I do have two other ideas about videos. But once again, I need to figure out how much research I need to do for that. One is about audiobooks, and my working title was about Andy Serkis ruining Lord of the Rings. I have strong opinions on that one, but there's more to my ideas, so maybe I'll have to do a careful analysis of the Andy Serkis Lord of the Rings audiobooks. We will see if I can, be bothered to do that, or I'll just, punch, because, it's more fun, isn't it? There's another aspect that I find intriguing, sort of Lord of the Rings related, also Arthurian related, because I can't get rid of that fucker. Maybe I'll manage to do that as well. We will see. It's still in the brain does not do its job kind of stage of, yeah, I should be able to do something, but I need to figure out how. And I think that's sort of where we are with plans for videos. And of course, the Sanderson video, because yeah, that's the thing that I really need to get my shit together and get started on. And yeah, last week wasn't really good in that regard. I just didn't get anything done. There's a bunch of reasons of why that is the case. I mean, right now there's all the summer festivals I used to go to, usually went to, and I can't do that this year because I don't have any money. And unfortunately, heavy metal festivals are expensive. Obviously, there's definitely people that are far worse off than me. So this is not necessarily a good reason to whine and complain about, but it's certainly something that is hitting me personally hard because, these festivals, going there, that's a part of my identity in a way, and that not having that or not being able to do that does certainly, hit part of the core of who I am, and that's not necessarily fun. And then obviously the last week in general was bad because, I need to wait until tomorrow before I can access my bank account again and actually use money. So all I had to buy food and survive last week was 28 euros I got from donating blood. Now that does not sound like no money, but it limits all the options you have to do something in a lot of ways. And I think that's one of the dark sides, one of the bad side effects of not having money, I guess you can call it poverty, is that it usually comes with a lack of participation in, general social interactions and stuff. And yes, I have friends and I can ask them for help, and I can ask them for, maybe standing me around or a beer if I go with them to a pub or whatever, but it's also so incredibly humiliating and tiring, and to keep asking and having to ask all the time. It just sucks. And I feel like last week was definitely one of those times when lethargy was certainly starting to take over, and obviously that's not good. I just don't know how to actually fix it right now because, it's just something I need to get through in a lot of ways. And yeah, doing stuff, becoming more productive again is certainly a part of that. But you're suddenly alone, and your friends are going and doing all these things, and you can't participate because you can't afford to. And So like, so what am I doing here? Why should I even bother? And you know, that's part of the problems. Like, and then you do one video, like I did one video, and it was certainly the worst performing I've done so far when it comes to Discord. And that's just frustrating. And see, my point is, all of these things are sort of unrelated, but because there's all these sort of needle pricks, like pinpricks, and they all add up to this weird feeling of being really uncomfortable and being really just sort of asking that big question of like, why? You know, why am I even bothering at this point? Why should I do this? Will this do anything? Will this change anything? Probably not. Maybe I should find another way to just deal with these things in a more productive way. And then you go back and it's like, okay, I should probably also stop talking about it because it feels like I'm repeating myself. And yeah, people will probably get bored and annoyed by it and go like, yeah, well, why don't you fix yourself? I wish it was that easy. But I don't know. I guess my point is that I was stuck at home for like a week and didn't do anything except, you know, reading academic texts and not actually getting up from my, you know, like anyway, getting off my ass to actually do anything about it or be productive in any way. Because I'm like, yeah, well, so I'll do this, and what then? Probably no one will watch it anyway. It's like, is it worth anything? Is like that question. I think part of that is just the sheer, just like, I don't want to say hopelessness, but there's like a, you know, you're in this place and it's basically just mental grayness. You don't want anything. You just keep going because you keep going, and it's not good. Just saying, it's not good. Probably the weather didn't help either. It's been, you know, rainy, stormy, very grey, and yeah, it feels like autumn for now, which is cool, I guess. I do generally like autumn, but right now it feels just so frustrating in a weird way. Like, I mean, this, I don't want to say, like, it almost feels like I'm in limbo. I'm just waiting for a certain date to happen so I can get, you know, use my money to actually pay open debts again and stuff like that. And there's nothing you can do except for just like sit there and yeah, wait for time to pass. And that's so fucking frustrating. So yeah, that's sort of the hole I fell in last week, and I tried to climb out of it. We will see how well that works. As I said, I have some ideas. Possibly I'll find a way to actually get my proper beers back again as well. It's got nothing to do with money. It's just that the shop up here just doesn't have it at the moment. And then I didn't have time or, well, no money to actually go down to a different shop and buy new beer. So I'm just drinking whatever is still in the fridge, which is 2 more beers. And that's that. But yeah, it's just not been a very productive time, and I feel bad for that. I feel sorry for that, but I'm also kind of at a point where I just don't know how to fix myself, I guess. And it's weird, but it's, you know, it's something, and I'm sure it'll pass again. I hope I'll finally get around to actually doing the fucking Sanderson video. I feel like I'm at the point where I'm deliberately trying to read more to prevent myself or keep myself from actually starting. It's reached the point where it's no longer, you know, just adding more stuff, but it's definitely reached the procrastination point. I mean, yeah, I can probably read another book and put it in the bibliography to claim something, and that would be nice, but probably it will not have any effect on the video. So why am I not starting? What's holding me back? Turns out, I don't know. Maybe I'm just scared. Maybe I'm just scared of doing this because it's probably the most, I don't know, most argumentative of these long-form things. Like, I mean, obviously I had a point with the video on anti-Semitism, and I still want to continue that argument. But it was largely just recapitulating history, and that's easy for me, at least. And the Arthurian video is in a similar way. Mama was mostly just talking about history, but this time around there's arguments about marketing, about philosophy, about all kinds of things. I have a very strong claim I want to make, and then I want to build up the case for that. And that's difficult, and that's probably what's scaring me in a weird way. So I try to not start, which is something that certainly kept me from doing proper academia for a while, because I'm just scared to actually start writing or start creating in any form. And that's, talking about Discworld is easy in comparison, is my point here. And fun. I mean, the other one is also fun, because I feel strongly about the thing. I just need to find a way to, I need to find a way to start. Because once I'm started, I guess it'll be easier to continue, because, once I'm in there doing it, that should help. We will see. It's certainly something I'm wrestling with at the moment. I don't know. Hopefully it'll happen in the next couple of days, and maybe the weather will change, and maybe I'll feel less useless. Who knows? Stranger things have happened, so there's always hope, I guess. Anyway, I hope you had a better week than me, and I hope you read some cool books and had fun and did great things. I certainly hope so, and well, I wish you the best for this week, and hopefully things will get even better for all of us. Wouldn't that be fine? Anyway, if you want to, help me out, leave a comment, yell at me. I appreciate that. Or, do a like, subscribe if you haven't, share the video if you feel like it. I don't know. If you have way too much money and want to give me some, there's some links down there, either on PayPal or the GoFundMe or the Patreon. I do appreciate all of that as well. It's certainly helpful at the moment. Just saying. Anyway, this should not be about me begging for money. It's more like, I hope you had a good time, and thanks for sticking with me and watching these videos, even when I don't do much. I'll definitely try to do more videos this week, and if I manage to do the Andy Serkis one, trust me, that one will be fun. Anyway, have a great week. Thanks and cheers.